All right, I never thought we'd be talking about this, but today on the podcast, we're going to talk about who would win in a fight between a gorilla and 100 solar salesmen. Okay, something that's never been done before. So welcome to the podcast. My name's Taylor Armstrong. We're here to help you close more deals, generate more leads and referrals, and have a much better time in the solar industry. And in this episode, we're talking about gorillas. By now, you've probably seen the viral debate. Someone posted a tweet about a week ago at the time of this recording and said, hey, I think 100 humans could beat one gorilla. And I've been doing constant research about it, been fascinated by this question. So I'm like, hey, we got to figure out a way to do a podcast episode on this. And it's my podcast, so I can talk about whatever I want. So if you don't like the debate, you can skip this, but we are going to tie it into how this can apply to your solar cells. Okay, we figure out a way to tie it into solar with everything. So stay tuned till the end if you want to hear how this can apply. But first of all, the debate. Hey, so if you've done the research, you've seen the videos. I've watched close to 10 videos on this now and done some research. So the tweet was, it didn't give a lot of context. He just said 100 humans versus one gorilla. So we got to make some assumptions, right? It's like, are these humans armed? Are they unarmed? If they're armed, I mean, obviously it's over pretty quick. The gorilla is done for. But if they're unarmed, then that's where it gets interesting, right? I mean, some stats on a gorilla, if you are not familiar with these beasts. They are 350 to 450 pounds on average, about 5'5" to 5'9". The strength is estimated at 4 to 10 times stronger than a human. They can deadlift like 1,500 pounds. Their bite force is 1,300 PSI, which is stronger than a lion. So these things, they can bite clean through your limbs. They can basically rip you in half. And they have extremely dense muscles and bone structures. You can see videos of gorillas fighting in the jungle, taking hits to the face. It's not even phasing them. So if you think of it, it doesn't matter. You could take Mike Tyson, put him in there. You could take Jake Paul, whoever, the strongest boxers in the world. They hit him clean in the face. It's not even going to cause these guys to flinch. So how could 100 humans beat these things? There's the case that if you just line up, sacrifice 20 to 30 of them, then just dogpile on the gorilla. There's the case that it could be overwhelmed that way. But after watching some videos, doing some more research, here's how I think the humans could win. If they simply out-endurance the gorilla, it's pretty much a consensus from what I've seen that the gorillas, they have extremely powerful force. They can sprint, they can run 20 to 25 miles per hour. They have short bursts of speed, short bursts of strength. But all the research I've done is these things, they don't have the endurance of humans. And you look at humans throughout time, we can go all day, right? That's why we're hairless, we have sweat glands. We can not overheat. The other strategy that I've seen from, I would say, the more credible videos, you got to have a strategy going in. You got to coordinate an attack, right? And this is, again, assuming we're unarmed. And the other assumption is we're making is, we're talking about like physically fit people. If you put in just like an accountant, say 100 accountants, then I don't know, it might be a tougher thing. But if you're talking about solar salesmen, I would say solar salesmen, we're generally more fit than the average population. We're generally in pretty good physical condition. We like to work out. So if you put 100 solar salesmen against a gorilla, I believe we could have a much better coordinated attack. So here's the strategy. Here's how you win this thing. Okay, you get you form groups of like 10 to 15 people. There's 100 of us, right? And you just start to like rotate in waves, kind of charging it, backing off, and basically you're playing a game of cat and mouse, right? Some people are undoubtedly going to get sacrificed. There's going to be people with their limbs torn off. There's going to be deaths for sure. But ideally, you want to get people bought into the cause, right? You want to get people bought in saying, hey, if we defeat this gorilla, we conquer the world, we sell every person solar, whatever it is the motivations are. You need to get people bought into the cause because there's going to be sacrifices. No way you beat a gorilla without making some hefty sacrifices. But the way you limit those sacrifices is you do a coordinated attack while you're distracting it, making noises. Maybe you have some people kicking it in the back and really just tiring it out, right? So you're getting this thing tired out. And then once it gets fully tired out, here's where you can send in people that are going to engage, right? I follow a jiu-jitsu guy. His name's John Danaher. He's known as one of the best minds in jiu-jitsu. And so he had a pretty cool strategy. I thought he's obviously talking from a jiu-jitsu perspective and if from a trained fighter perspective. But once you can tire these things out, you can go in. It's not going to work to put these gorillas in a chokehold, right? Their necks are way too thick to just put it in a rear naked choke. Not going to work. And there's other chokes. There's like triangle chokes where you can put your legs around the neck, but I don't think anyone's going to want to put their legs near that thing's neck and mouth. You're probably getting your groin chomped right off. So not a fun choke to try on a gorilla. But what you can do, and this is what John Danaher says, the jiu-jitsu guy, is assuming we're clothed, I would assume that you're going to go into this fight clothed, is you can take your clothes and once this thing is tired out, you have people trap the arms and then you use your clothes to just strangle this thing, right? And so you can gouge the eyes. That's another strategy people are talking about, gouging the eyes, maybe poking the ears. Punches are going to do very little. But if you can tire it out to the point where you can hold it down, you can restrain it, maybe 10 guys, you're restraining them. I believe you could take your clothes, maybe your pants, hopefully you have like a thick jean or something. And I think you get enough guys, wrap this thing around a girl's neck. I think you choke this thing out. All right, so that is how I believe you win the fight against the gorilla. And that's how I believe the solar salesmen win this thing. Okay, you got to go train some jiu-jitsu or get some type of martial arts training. It's going to give us a better chance. But if you do a coordinated attack, then I think we get out of this thing with less than 20 deaths if you really buy in. And you got to have people that are willing to sacrifice. But I think we beat this thing with 20 deaths or less. So there's my theory. There's my strategy. Hopefully this question fascinates you as much as it fascinated me. Okay, but how can this apply to solar cells? Kind of a useless debate. Hopefully we'll never have to face a gorilla. But the application here is, are you working with a team? Hey, I've seen so many people that are trying to fight the gorilla themselves. And when I say fight the gorilla, you're trying to take on the world. You're trying to sell the world solar all by yourself. And to me, going out there alone, going out there without a team, that's like trying to face a 400-pound gorilla alone. You might last 10 seconds, but it's not going to be pretty. So the point of this podcast is, if you are not on a team, if you're not coordinating your attacks against the so-called gorilla, the homeowners, I think you're not going to go very far in this industry. Over the last year, at the time I'm recording this, I've seen, I would say, a dozen friends, a few close friends of mine. They had solar dealers. They were running successful. But then when changes came in California, where I'm at here, they fizzled out. They didn't have a team. They were a lone wolf in it, and they couldn't continue. Even at my current company, which we have a pretty big team, one of the biggest teams here in San Diego, there's other teams in our company where it's just a few guys, and they really struggle. Just because they're not around that campfire, they're not coordinating their attacks, and they don't have that just good mojo to go off of. So the invitation is, if you're listening to this and you're not currently a part of a team, if you're trying to lone wolf it, maybe your team's really small, I would consider, grow your team, but consider joining up forces. Maybe you do some type of merger. There's a lot of people that have merged with Spartan Solar as an example. My buddy Alex Smith, I see them just merging forces with companies all the time to create a bigger sales force. Because when you run alone, you run slow. When you're with a team, you go fast. So make sure you're part of a team. If you don't have one, connect with me. We can get you part of our training groups, training programs, or we can help you join a team. And if you're looking for a group to join, we are currently running blitzes. Have a few guys coming out this month, a few guys coming out next month. Our team, we're blitzing quite frequently here, so we'd love to have you out for a blitz. Okay, you can apply. We've got a link down below. Whether you want to consider working with us full-time or do a blitz, go apply down below. But whatever you do, make sure you're part of a solid team. Make sure you coordinate your attacks, because you're not going to win in this industry if you don't join forces and you don't get on a team. Never really seen it been done. That's why it's so much more powerful to have a community in anything. Think of it. People that do fitness, right? Anytime people are trying to get in shape or do something incredible in fitness, it's so much easier to have a team. Even in solo sports, you got like running, you got like jiu-jitsu, wrestling like I do. We still have teams just because we know we can go a lot further training together and collaborating. So make sure you join a team. If you need help with this, hit me up. Happy to help. Shoot us an email. Click the link below. Send me a DM on Instagram. Would love to help. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this pointless debate, and I hope you were entertained by this content. I thought it was a hilarious question and hilarious debate. So I hope it gave you something to think about, even if it's not super solar related today. But man, pretty fascinating debate with this. So join a team. Let me know what you think of the content. Please DM me with suggestions for guests or topics. Would love to hear what you're struggling with and what we can help you with over at Solarpreneur. That being said, thank you for listening. Please leave us a review or a comment if you have not already, and we'll see you on the next episode.